This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on! Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
A new week, means more WDA volleyball as a pair of teams with identical records go toe-to-toe in the Queen City. Welcome into the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. I'm Brock Weidner, joining you from the DHS Gymnasium in Dickinson on a WDA Volleyball Tuesday night on the PSP Network. As Dickinson High hosts Mandan in the duel of two teams that are 3-7, and both teams are 2-2 in WDA play. Hey, you saw a great shot there of the student section. You know, when you're in Dickinson, you're in DHS, and you're here for a volleyball game, you know the Dickinson student section is going to be lively. Expect some crazy shots and crazy celebrations over on the student section side for Dickinson if they get some set wins in their favor tonight. Again, you see there both teams 3-7, so let's drop down the WDA volleyball standings. And these two teams, 6-7, right there in the middle to back end of the WDA standings right now at the start of the season. Century, Minot High, those are the two teams everyone is chasing, both 4-0 in conference play. Bismarck 3-1, Jamestown 3-1. That one loss came right here in this gym to the Mavericks last week. Legacy 2-2, Dickinson 2-2, and Mandan all 2-2, 5-6-7. I know it's early to be thinking about postseason play, but again, top 6 automatically go to the WDA tournament, which will be held in the land of the Braves there of Mandan High School. So they are going to be your host, but seeing if they can get themselves into that top 6 conversation. 7 through 10 will have to play in games at home sites, so 7 and 8 would be the host, 7 play the 10, 8 would play the 9. But again, you just want to be right in. You want to go right into the regular tournament side of things. I don't want to play that extra game if you don't have to, and try to avoid a scare. So these two teams right now, right in the mix and right on that cusp line, that cut line. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. Dickinson versus Mandan. Again, two identical records. No polls this week, so we have to look back to the first media poll. I believe it was last week. It's every 2 weeks, so next week we will get a new poll. Century, West Fargo Cheyenne, and then Fargo Davies and Bismarck were the top 5. It'll be interesting to see which teams make their way in and out of the polls. Minot High with a really good start. You would probably see them receiving votes or even getting into the top 5 if they have a strong week this week as well. That's one team to keep an eye on. Jamestown could be in that mix as well. And hey, why not? Why not Mandan and Dickinson if they have some big weeks here, again, trying to sweep the week and move up those WDA standings. Well, let's take a break right here on the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pre-game show. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. It is a stay-in-your-car oil change. 25 years of the Lundins taking care of people locally. Actually matters. Stay in your car oil drive-through oil change that typically is performed in 15 minutes or less. You can find them in the Magic City of Minot or the capital city of Bismarck. It's Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Well, let's take a break, and when we come back, we are going to start diving in to these two teams. How identical are these two teams? Is it just the record, or is it everything else? We'll dive into that when we return on the PSP Network.
Wondering whether you need wealth management? Wealth management is a multifaceted offering that should provide opportunities for growth and security. At BNC National Bank, we pride ourselves on putting your priorities first and providing practical, objective financial advice. Our team can help you assess your goals and take stock of your assets to determine whether wealth management is right for you. Speak to a member of our team today to learn more. Member FDIC.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters, unlike those guys. We take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged, the stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
At Badlands Pet Crematory, we understand that pets are family. Unlike other crematories in the area, we are the only dedicated pet crematory that offers private individual cremation. One pet at a time, 100% guaranteed. From start to finish, we personally handle your pet with the utmost care, ensuring that you receive only your pet in return. Choose Badlands Pet Crematory, because saying goodbye should come with certainty and trust.
It's Mandan, Dickinson High here in the Queen City on a WDA Tuesday night, and it is going to be a fun one. Both teams 3-7 overall, both teams identical records in WDA play as well, both 2-2. Let's dive into it and how these teams have the same records. Was it based off of common opponents? Was it based off of just random luck that these two teams have the same record? Let's take a look at it now. And for Mandan, at the Bismarck Public Schools Jamboree, both these two teams went 1-5. So as identical as you're going to get of a start. And even if we're going to dig one step further, both these two teams, that lone win came in a 2-1 victory over the same school in Grand Forks Central. So they pretty much played everyone in the Bismarck Public Schools crossover the exact same. Their lone win in that was from the same team. How kind of strange is it? But then you move on over and you get into the WDA season. These teams do not have a lot of common opponents. They only have one opponent in common. We'll get to that in a second. But for Mandan, they lost in a 3-setter to Minot, one of the top teams right now, undefeated in conference play. And it was a 3-setter, but two really close sets, 24-26, 20-25, and then 12-25. You liked what you saw there out of Mandan, really pushing a really good Majet squad out of Minot. Then against Bismarck Century at the home court again for Mandan, they lost in a 3-setter to the top Patriots, 11-25, 20-25, and 16-25 back there on the 4th. Things started to turn around for the Braves, though, taking on Bismarck St. Mary's. Beat them in 5 sets, lost the first 2, and then a reverse sweep for the Braves to pick up their first WDA win. And then on the 11th, last Thursday, a 3-set sweep over Williston, 25-21, 27-25, and 25-17. For Dickinson, as we talked about, their lone win in the Bismarck Public Schools crossover, 2-1. And then when they jumped in, or they were 2-1 against Grand Forks Central, but after that, over just that lone win, all the other losses against all the Fargo squads. In September, they fell to Bismarck High, one of the top teams in the conference, in a 4-setter. They took a set against the Demons, who were ranked 5 in the first poll, brought to you by the media. And then they picked up their first win just a couple Saturdays ago, Minot North, a 4-set win. Dickinson loses set 1 and would win the remaining sets, 25-22, 25-20, 25-20. Then there's that common opponent that slides in. Bismarck Century, again, the top dogs in WDA and the top dogs in the state right now, those Patriots. Dickinson fell in set 1, 11-25, and that could have been kind of where that game was going, but the fight for the Mavericks in that game was stellar against one of the top teams, if not the top team in the state, in Bismarck Century. 24-26, 24-26 in sets 2 and 3, forcing extra play against the Patriots. That was very impressive of a bounce back after a tough set 1. Was not able to take a set against the Patriots, but were very close in 2 of those 3 sets. Then just last week, they took on Jamestown, fell again in set 1. Set 1s have been tough for the Mavericks, and we'll get to that statistic here in a second, but fell there, and Jamestown had that earlier momentum, but Dickinson found a way in set numbers 2, 3, and 4. One in set 2, 27-25. It was all Dickinson in set 3, 25-17, and Dickinson really controlled, again, set number 4 in that one. It was 24-17. Jamestown came storming back scored 7 straight points to make it from 24-17 to 24-24, but Dickinson would keep it rolling and eventually able to be picked up that win and stay on top 28-26, and Dickinson will go to 2-2 with that win over Jamestown. But again, both these two teams right now identical records, both with a 3-set loss to Bismarck Century in those common opponents, and both played Century well in 2 of the 3 sets. So again, this could be a very even matchup. We talked about how these teams are different per set. There's some teams that you look at and they're a set 1 team. They get out early, they take set 1, they get that momentum rolling early. For these two teams, set 1 has been kind of elusive to both these squads in WDA play. In the 4 games in WDA competition for Dickinson, they have not won set number 1. They're 0-4 in set 1, but in set number 2, they're 3-1. That's just a huge turnaround. They struggle set 1, but in set 2, they get that momentum, and they've been pretty even in sets 3 and sets 4, 2-2 and 2-1 records. For Mandan, very similar. Set 1 and set 2, they're both 1-3, but in sets 3 and 4, 2-2 in set 3, and then they're undefeated 1-0 in set 4 and 1-0 in set number 5. So as the matches have gone on, this Mandan and this Dickinson team have got better as the sets have progressed. So when these two teams go up against each other, we'll see what we get. Again, both teams have struggled in set 1, so set 1 could be the difference maker in this one. Who is going to pick up that set 1? Who's gonna kind of break that set 1 curse? Will be Mandan, will be Dickinson, and we're gonna be finding that out here shortly, as just about 8 minutes until opening festivities here at the DHS Gymnasium. When we return on the PSP Network on the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pre-game show, we're going to start talking about individual athletes and players to keep an eye on in this big duel in the battle of the teams of 3 and 7.
Rooted in the heart of our vibrant communities stands Bravera Bank, offering complete financial services for banking, wealth management, and insurance. From home loans and checking accounts,
let me tell you about the cashback rewards with this account,
to wealth management, we'll help you forge your path ahead.
Let's create a plan to reach your financial goals.
Sounds great.
With specialty insurance coverage, our advisors ensure your operation can carry on.
Looks like it's going to be a great harvest.
Planning for the future is difficult, but pre-planning your funeral is a thoughtful way to ease the burden on your loved ones. At Stevenson Funeral Home, our compassionate team will help you create a personalized plan that reflects your values. We'll make sure that your wishes are honored and that your family will have peace of mind in a challenging time. Call us today to start your pre-planning journey. You can count on us to be with you every step.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold up! Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
It's time for this week's PSP Network Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation and Mandan State University. Congratulations to this week's nominees on Big Time Games. The votes are in. And this week's Player Performance of the Week belongs to...
Interrupts down for they serve. As she gets pushed to the ground.
Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. And watch for next week's PSP Network Player Performance of the Week, powered by the Aggie Foundation and Mandan State University. PSP Network.
As you saw there during the break, the Aggie Foundation Player of the Week last week was Jenna Nelson. And, hey, Jenna Nelson going to be one of those key players we're going to talk about a lot. Before, though, we talk about players in this matchup, let's talk about players of the Aggie Foundation Players of the Week this week. And there they are on your screen now. There's some players that had some huge weeks. Cooper Chick for Minot North football. Jaden there for Fargo Shanley football as they picked up a big win against Bismarck High in the battle of 4 versus 3. Noel Pancratz for our Redeemers. I saw a lot of our Redeemers a couple of years ago, and that's a really good volleyball team. Noel Pancratz had a big week there. Going up with Minot North, Jaden Marshall had a huge week. He was tallying all the goals from Minot North soccer, and then Yusuf Jama had the opportunity to call that Bismarck Legacy Fargo Davies game last week out in the capital city, and Jama with a career day, and I believe he set a school rushing record in that game as well, 243 rushing yards. To vote for the Player of the Week, brought to you by the Aggie Foundation. You can head on over to PSP Network socials on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and then underneath the Player of the Performance Week, that's just like this, you can comment one of the last names there, or just one of the names. So you can say, hey, Yusuf Jama in the comments, Noel Pancratz, Jaden Marshall, and that will count as your vote. Big thanks out to the Aggie Foundation. Again, vote each week on the PSP Network. Player Performance of the Week nominees will be posted on social media each Monday, with the winner announced on Thursdays. The Player Performance of the Week is sponsored in part by the Aggie Foundation. You can learn about their charitable work at aggiefoundation.com. Well, let's head back on over to the volleyball court. There was some big performances, as we just talked about, on the football field, volleyball court, and even the soccer field there of being honored on the Aggie Foundation Player of the Week. But now we get back into the volleyball court. This one going to be fun. Mandan taking on Dickinson. These two teams, again, both 3-7 this year. As we take a look at last year, Dickinson 24-14 overall. And they were a team that was 16-6 in WDA. For Mandan, they were the 9 seed last year in WDA, 13-23 record last year. Both these two teams seeing if they can make the WDA tournament and try to make state tournament on the minds of these two squads. And for Mandan, this is a very well-rounded team. You take a lot of their kill getters. No one really separates from the bunch, and that's not a bad thing. That's just, hey, you got a lot of different options, and you saw that very similar to that Jamestown team we saw last week against Dickinson, where on paper a lot of them were very even across the board statistically in kills, but when you got to the game itself, you had certain players really have big performances, and that's what you get with these really even teams, where you just can get some big-time performances from a bunch of different players. For Mandan, that could very well be the bunch. That could be the big storyline. Jersey Hammis, she's a junior, 32 kills. She leads the team in the kill department, had 9 kills, 12 digs against Willison, has 6 aces on the year. Also in that attack, Anna Lyles, 18 kills. Last year had 70 overall. Kennedy Keller with a big time last year. She was the top returning kill getter from last season. 24 kills this year, 6 aces, and 3 of those aces came against Williston last week with 9 kills in that match. Their top blocker on the team, Anna Claire Bugby, 18 kills, 6.5 blocks. And Aubrey Karski coming off of the bench, 6 kills this season. When you look on the back end, Hadley Harris, 68 digs. That is a team high. Then on the front line, your assist getter, your setter, it's going to be Gabrielle Freilich, 71 assists on the season. And those are just some of your players to keep a close eye on for the Braves. And Allison Holzer will almost kind of skipped over her, 19 kills, 7 against Wilson last week. Then for Dickinson, back line, Kaylee Embry, Ava Hauk. Those are your top dig getters, 74 digs for Embry, Hauk 46. On the front line for the attackers, Claire Rodakowski, big game last week against Jamestown, 9 kills, 22 kills on the season. Can't not talk about Jenna Nelson, again, the Aggie Foundation Player of the Week last week, 87 kills 376 she tallied last year. Lexi Bradley, 21 kills. She was our player of the game against Jamestown with her 5 aces. Kimora Phillips, Ruby Valencia are going to check in off the bench. And Jersey Lukey and Emerson Gar, key players as well on that front line. Well, looks like we are winding down on the clock here at the Dickinson High Gymnasium. About to get ready for opening festivities between Mandan and Dickinson. A packed house, starting to be a packed house as well. Great student section for Dickinson High. They've got the beach vibes going. Kind of the Hawaiian theme for the student section. And should be a lively bunch once again. They brought a lot of energy out of that Maverick squad last week. So keep an eye on that student section because that could be the difference maker. How lively that group gets, it is something that definitely fuels them on the court. But now it is time to rise and get ready for tonight's national anthem to get us kicked off here in Dickinson.
Dickinson High School a cappella choir under the direction of Sarah Olson.
Great rendition of the national anthem from the DHS a cappella choir as they get an ovation as they exit, and we get ready for Mandan taking on Dickinson, a WDA Tuesday night in the Queen City, and it's coming your way on the PSP Network.
I can't believe I wrecked my car. There are some things in life we can't control, but what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Spas Etc. is excited to introduce the addition of the Master Spas line, including the Michael Phelps Swim Spas. Enjoy the relaxing health benefits and enjoy 0% financing up to 72 months or up to $5,000 off on all spas and swim spas. You'll also find $2,000 off the MSRP on all pools and saunas. Come check out the outstanding lineup of Master Spas at Spas Etc.
18, Eliana Ellerson. And number 19, Aubrey Karski, head coach of the Braves.
Opening festivities are all in full swing for Mandan taking on Dickinson. WDA play, and it's got some implications to move up the standings. The winner will stay in that top 6 frame. Again, with these identical records, both teams 2-2 in WDA competition. They got the music up and rocking, and we are going to have a fantastic night here in the Queen City. Again, a very lively, a very volleyball-heavy student section. This student section loves volleyball. It has for years and years here in Dickinson. They have got into this sport, and it's as you can maybe see in the background, there you can. As the players go by, so does members of the student section. So there you go. They are into this matchup. They might not be going to be tallying the statistics, but they are going to act like they are a part of this game, and as they should. Talking about other WDA contests in action today, Bismarck Demons taking on the Minot Jets. Bismarck leads right now 2-1 as they're about to start set number 4. Bismarck Century up 2 sets over Legacy 2-0. Minot North evened up with Jamestown 1 set apiece. And Bismarck St. Mary's host Williston tonight. That one yet to have stats. But we are ready to rock as the teams will meet at the middle of the nets. And we get ready to rock. Student section already starting the I believe we will win chance, and we haven't even started. So I think we're going to be in for a fun one with that student section. There you see it there. Again, this is pregame, and they're already lively. Mandan in black uniforms, kind of gray numbers. The Mavericks, gray jerseys, white numbers with that longhorn orange trimming. So both teams in their dark uniforms tonight. At least they're separated on opposite sides and not played each other like basketball, as those jerseys could be a little tough. But there is Jenna Nelson. Again, you saw her in the pregame. Was our first Aggie Foundation Player of the Week this year. And she is off to a phenomenal start, 87 kills. She's on that front line with Emerson Garr and Claire Rodakowski. Back line of Embry, Hauk, and Lexi Bradley for Dickinson. Bradley off to serve. Sends it across, and it's going to go for an ace serve. Off a jersey, Hammis. And Bradley picks up her first ace on the day. She had 5 aces, including the game-sealing ace against Jamestown. Just last Thursday, she's picked up right where she's left off. Not going to be received cleanly by Harris. Back-to-back ace serves for Lexi Bradley. As let's take a check-in on that last ace for Bradley. As the libero of Harris tried to slide to her left, could not quite receive it cleanly. Bradley, hand in the air. Sends it across that, and that goes into the netting. But after 2 straight aces for Dickinson, Mandan is on the board. Lexi Bradley, she's going to be a fun one to watch. Against 7 aces on the year. 5 came last Thursday. Now we go to the Mandan side. Serving for the first time is Kennedy Keller. Picked up by Haukos from 10-10 on the jersey numbers. Little floater for Nelson. Scooped up by Freilich. Played back, Hammis into the netting. Hammis was set up well by Harris, just could not quite get that one over as Dickinson has the early lead, 3-1. Callie Embry, the libero for Dickinson, has had a strong year on the back line. Pot out of the air by Keller. They'll work it to Hammis. Veers to the left near the DHS student section. Hammis again, she is your leading kill getter for Mandan, 32 kills this year. Last year, only 2 kills, but she has made a big jump from her sophomore to junior season. She's a key player there for Mandan. Ball shallowly gets over as Jersey Lukey bats it out of the air, bats it down as Lukey continues the Maverick run, 5-1 DHS. Keep an eye on 22 in the gray and orange. Lukey was dominant at the net, racked up blocks and kills on last Thursday. Here's a little floater on the end of Holzer. That one off course, 6-1 Mavericks. Again, these two teams have struggled in set number 1, In their 4 WDA games, Mandan has only won 1 set 1, and Dickinson has yet to win a set number 1 in conference competition. Holzer fans on the attack. It stays on the Mandan side. As DHS up early, 7-1 Dickinson. As Mandan going to take a timeout. We are going to take one with them right here on the PSP Network.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold up. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
Coming out of the First International Bank and Trust timeout called by Anna Folk and the Mandan Braves, as Mandan trails early by 6 after a 7-1 run to start for the mighty Mavericks. Embry keeping it rolling. Scooped up by Hammes. Freilich down the middle, sets up well of Bugby, but a counterattack for Dickinson. Harris to Hammes off the fingertips. Diving effort for Hauk. Trying to kept it out of the front line was Gar, but plays it too far back, and that will give Mandan a point. But for Mandan, you will take a point any way you can get it coming out of that First International timeout. Hadley Harris, the libero for Mandan, serves it across right to Bradley, scooped up. Backwards bump from Gar to Lukey, who shoves it across, trying to find the corner. Great defensive effort by Keller, but there could not be a second hit there for Mandan. As not expecting that ball was Hammes, and it falls in front of her 8-2 Mavericks. High fives all around on the DHS side. Coach Hafner sends out Ruby Valencia. Scooped up by Keller. They'll set it up to Hammes. Off of Phillips and into the crowd. It was caught by a student. As you can see, there's high fives everywhere. Everyone's pumped up. After the Harris kill. So you wouldn't even have realized Mandan got the point in all the excitement that Dickinson student section had after one of their members ended up catching that ball. Get a rowdy bunch. Embry digs it up. Nelson sets it up to Phillips. Playing on the near side. Usually if he plays on the far side, they'll call her on a double touch there. And Mandan, once down by 6, has worked their way to 2 or 4 now. Picking up the last 2 points. Kia Condon serves it right to Bradley. Great control there. Valencia to Nelson. Beats Keller to the punch. There's Jenna Nelson's first kill of the day. You got to keep an eye on her as she can rack them up quickly. She has scored 20-plus kills in each and every of the 4 games in WDA competition this year. Nelson going to give it a swing. Sends it on across. Scooped up by Hammes. Up and over. Tapped down by Bradley. Alexi Bradley with the awareness play there. It gets played too close to the net, and Bradley makes the Braves pay. As you see it there, off of Hammes, who was playing on the far side, switched to the near side. Bradley, though, ready for it, taps it down, 10-4 Mavs. Dug up and over by Harris. Lukey's there. Valencia down the middle. Back to Lukey. Slash it across. Great defense by Hammes. Punched across by Karski. Goes from Nelson to Embry. Back to Nelson from the back line. Hammes floats it over. Back to Dickinson. As Bradley tries to find the back line on the back of the box. Not going to go. Sends it a little too hard there for Bradley. 10-5 has brought it within half. Kayla Corbin, 4 aces for the senior. Had 2 aces against Williston on Thursday. That comes really fastly there on Nelson. She's able to control it cleanly, and Embry gets it over. Free attack, though, coming for the Braves. They'll go to Keller, off the block and down. Kennedy, Keller with the kill. Great work there for Kennedy Keller, who's kind of played a little bit everywhere here in the early goings of set one. There's her first kill. She's got 24 kills on the season, 9 on Thursday. Serve a little too strong for Kayla Corbin. 11-6 Mavericks here in set number one.
Number 22, Jersey Lukey.
Jersey Lukey, 6 aces on the year. 4 came on Thursday against Jamestown. She had a big game on the service line and at the net. Close fisted across by Lyles. Tapped over by Claire Rodakowski. Lyles shoves it across to Keller. Blocked by Rodakowski. Keller going to try it again. Bradley's there to control it, but wait a second. Violation on Mandan. Looked like that they were trying to get the attention there before the point really went final, that there was a violation going to be called on Mandan. And when the ball finally drops, yes, that is the call, 12-6. Corbin scoops it up, but just goes up and over the head of her teammate, Kia Condon, who could not quite tame that one down, 13-6. Back to Lukey. Right hands it over. Scooped up by Harris. Underneath it. Condon punched over by Keller. Right place, right time. Bradley. Here comes Kimora Phillips. Harris is there. Down the middle to Lyles. Trying to be diving effort is Lukey, Valencia, and Rodakowski. What a play defensively by all three. Valencia keeps it alive again. Backline attack for Nelson. Skips off the net. Counter attack. Valencia sends it into the crowd. Let's see if I was able to capture that end of all these saves here. Tried to capture the instant replay before. Look at Valencia. Look at Rodakowski. Brought to you there by Ryan Family Dealerships. Not one, but 2 fantastic saves in that sequence for the Mavericks. Attack off course for Bradley as the Mavericks still lead by 5. But Mandan now seeing if they can get a run of their own to get back into this ballgame. Elena Ellersick. Sliding effort for Nelson. They'll push it over to Phillips, who's just going to shove it to the back line. Keller. Into the net it goes. Defense has looked sharp on the Mavericks side, especially towards the back of the box there. You had some great saves for Valencia, for Jenna Nelson. Ava Hauck's made some early on. She'll check back in. And Ava Hauck will check back in to serve. Second on the team in Diggs. Game of the contest with 46 on the year in WDA competition as Hauck serves it across. Scooped up by Harris. They'll play it down the middle by Bugby. Gar to Bradley. She is blocked by Bugby. Anna Claire Bugby with the block. Bugby is the top block getter on this Braves team. Entered the day with 6.5 blocks. Well, hey, make it 7.5 on the season for Bugby as the sophomore, making a net presence as she checks in. Hauck dug up and over. Keller bats it out of the air first. Freilich back to Keller for the kill. Keller, Freilich, Keller on the sequence. Kennedy Keller sharp on the attacks here early on. Again, second on the team in kills. Just to Jersey Hammis. Set dump there by Gar. Great defense by Harris. Here comes a big swing out of Allison. Holzer with the kill. Holzer picks up the kill, 14-11. And just like that, the Braves, who were down by 6-7 at the most, now within 3. Nelson slides in. Gar to Bradley, punches it, blocked back, interface by Bugby. Anna Claire Bugby, 2 blocks, and she has provided that jolt for the Braves to get back into it. They were down as much by 6 or 7 points. Now they're within 2, 14-12. Mavericks lead here in set number 1. They'll take a timeout. We'll take one with them right here on the PSP Network.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
There you see the student section. Excited as always for DHS volleyball here on a Tuesday night. Mavericks lead 14-12. They have led the entirety of set number one, but Mandan starting to inch closer, seeing if they can have a late rally. But Alexi Bradley with a big-time block on Allison Holzer. The block department has been that way that the Braves have got into the game with blocks from Anna Clara Bugby, but here comes a big one from Bradley, giving the Mavericks that extra juice there coming out of the First International Bank and Trust timeout. That ball going to be hit too hard for Keller. Well pointed out there by the student section, making sure the officiating crew knew exactly where that ball was hit the ground. 16-12. Bradley running head start. Sends it on a line. Scooped up by Corbin. Freilich to Holzer. That one not going to make it over. (17-12). Mavericks have put themselves back in the driver's seat, trying to get a little bit more comfortable now. 17-12. Bradley serve skips over. Great spot there by Corbin to get right back into the play. And Bugby, a soft little toucheroo, works for a point. Look at this great setup from Freilich to Bugby. Beats the Mavericks to the punch. 17-13. Bugby has been a big key player here to the mid to late stages of set one for the Braves. Keller's serve slingshots back onto the Mandan zone. Embry back to serve. 4 aces this year, had 23 aces last year. As a junior now in her senior season, dug up by Harris. He'll play it down the middle. Bugby is blocked. Freilich this time going to shove it on over to Hammes. Tries to find the back line, swatted by Embry. Great work there. Nelson to Bradley. Floats it across. Free attack incoming. Freilich to Holzer. Embry races over. Gar to Nelson. That's going to go for a kill off of Hadley Harris. A fun sequence back and forth. It ends in a Maverick point. And a Jenna Nelson kill. As that kill going to help us bring in to our next break. As Mandan takes a timeout, Mavericks start to pull away again. 19-13 here in set number one. DHS starting to pull away once more as they were up by 6 earlier in this game. Mandan brought it within 2, but it's DHS back up by 6, 19-13. Falk going to take her last time out here in set number one as Bugby is blocked, but Kennedy Keller, the last hit, gets it across. They'll go from Gar to Lukey. Slashes it across for a Maverick point. 20-13. DHS wins the race to 20. But sometimes that is where it gets difficult. You start getting to your head a little bit when you get to that 20 point. There you see the JV squad there for Mandan watching their varsity Braves in action. Embry serve off of Harris, sky high. Keller dug up and near Nelson, who slams it down. Somehow the Braves keep it up off the hardwood, and Holzer with the counterattack and the point. Allison Holzer, great work there. Just concentration, effort all around for Mandan. When that one got dug up near the net and Nelson was right there to slam it down, you thought there's a point for Dickinson, but no, the Braves keep it alive. They pick up the tally. Gar underneath it. She'll set up Nelson. Nelson blocks. She'll keep it up in the air. Gar goes back to Nelson. Little tap. Lyles there defensively. Freilich to Hammes. It's close, but it's out of bounds. It was setting up well as that far side was opening up defensively. Not many Mavericks in the area, but Hammes could not quite pinpoint that one where she wanted to, and allows the Mavericks to go up by a touchdown, 21-14, and send on Ruby Valencia, senior, and a very senior-heavy DHS team. Freilich sets it up to Holzer on a line. That one not going to quite stay course, 22-14. Again, Dickinson has not taken a set one in conference competition this year. 0-4, seeing if they can pick up their first win in the opening set. As Freilich to Lyles, who's blocked by Jersey Lukey and company. Jersey Lukey, again, she was a key player up front who had 4 blocks on Thursday. Keller is there. Hammes trying to find the back of the box. Just floats over at 24-14. And here comes set point for the Mavericks. Ruby Valencia trying to get the Serve Pro set point in favor of DHS. Picked up by Harris. Freilich to the back to Keller. A little floater, and it's going to drop down before Bradley and Embry, who collide, could not quite catch up to it. Again, Kennedy Keller has been playing front line, back line. She's been efficient wherever she's been placed. 3 kills for Keller. Kia Condon, right-hand serve, narrowly gets over. Bradley controls it, but the set from Valencia with miscommunication on that front line for the Mavericks gets away. Dickinson seeing if they can try to put Mandan away quickly before they can get momentum on their side. Valencia, back set to Nelson, blocked and on the Dickinson side. The Mavericks were in a similar situation in set 4 on Thursday where they were up 24-17, just needed 1 point to win that set and to win the match, but Jamestown would get 7 straight points to force extras in set 4. Dickinson, no harm, no foul, won that set and won the match. But again, trying to find ways to quickly win that set and could get on to set 2. Hammes, diving effort for Valencia. Off the back foot is Nelson. Hammes controls it. They'll go back to her. Jersey Hammes' attack cuts through the defense. Mandan starting to get some energy and momentum on their side. Dickinson going to take a timeout. When we come back with the conclusion of set 1. Dickinson just needs 1 more to go their way.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
ServPro set point continues to stay in the game here for Dickinson, trying to get that final point to go up 1-0. 24/7 emergency service, trained technicians, advanced technology, fire and water cleanup and restoration. It's ServPro. They were up 24-14, 4 straight Braves points, starting to give the Braves some momentum. Embry digs it up. Valencia to Lukey, down the middle, gonna roll off the top of the net and back on the DHS side, 24-19. Even if the Braves cannot win this set and come back from that deficit to score what they would need at that point, 10 straight points. They got 5 straight points right now. Even if they don't win this set, there's gonna be a lot of momentum going on their way for set number 2, and there's an ace serve and a little dance party going on the Mandan side. Mandan now starting to have some fun. And that's where it comes from. You have fun, and you start seeing those results there for Mandan. They've had 6 straight points. Again, the Mavericks trying to close out set number 1. Phillips bumps it over. Here comes a free attack incoming. Hammes wants it. Hammes will get it, but she is blocked by Kimora Phillips. And that will put out a close for set number 1. Great work on both sides. And for Mandan, they're going to have some momentum coming their way. As again, they were down 24-14. They were able to tally 5 or 6 straight points, rattle them off there, and it provided a little bit of a scare for Dickinson. But Dickinson, no harm, no foul on their side. They will take set 1, their first ever set 1 victory in conference play here in the 2025 season. Set number 2 on our way when we return on the PSP Network.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it. We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day. So you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak. Or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL.
Since 2003, the architects and engineers at Ackerman Esvold have been enhancing everyday life. From response times to commute times, we've helped create critical infrastructure, enhancing highway safety, flood protection, and public education. And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esvold, working to enhance your everyday life.
DHS taking set number 1 by the score of 25-20. But the thing to kind of keep note on is how that ended, as they were up 24, 24-14. They were up by 10, just needed 1, but Mandan scores 6 straight points to make it 24-20 before Dickinson was able to close it out. Let's see if Mandan provides that momentum. They close that set off to start this set. But here comes Dickinson early on. They will score the first point here in set number 2. Kaylee Embry to serve. Goes from libero to libero, picked up by Harris. Freyla keeps away from the net, picked up by Bugby. Now here comes Lukey as she comes sailing in. She got a set from Paulson, a little off course as Kira Paulson has checked in for the first time. Paulson had a solid year last year as a junior, 61 kills, 6 blocks, 37 digs. Seeing if she can get into that rotation this year. As Paulson to Nelson. Oh, sends that one on a heat-seeking line for Jenna Nelson with the kill. That's one thing you don't want to see. Jenna Nelson taking flight, sending it right towards your way, and that one makes Dickinson back up 2-1. Emerson Garr, the setter, has done a great job this start of the season as Gar. Freilich to Hammes. Palmed over. Gar is there. Embry to Nelson. Taken flat again. Harris controls it. Freilich to Hammes with the kill. Jersey Hammes with 3 kills. That's tied for a team high for Mandan with her and Kennedy Keller both with 3 kills for the Braves. That's going to even it up 2-2. Excuse me, Braves looking for their first lead of the set. And in this match, we're not going to find it there, as Nelson going to pick up the kill to make it 3-2. Jenna Nelson after her kill. Her 5th kill in the ballgame unofficially. Sets it over to Harris. Here comes a swinging attack for Holzer into the netting. It goes. Mavericks up 4-2. Again, as I was trying to get across there, as the Braves have yet to have the lead in this match. Played the entirety of set number 1 from behind, and so far Mavericks have held the lead here in set 2. Scooped up by Harris. Freilich to Hammes. Tips it across. Gar is there. Embry to Bradley. Just going to bump it over, so free attack incoming. Harris sets up. Holzer. Oh, towards the back of the box, just outside. The line judge had perfect view there as it almost painted her shoes there. But going again just outside of the box. 5-2. Holzer almost was able to paint that one beautifully. Harris able to keep it up. Set dump from Freilich, and everyone was caught in the middle. That one falls into a circle of Mavericks. Let's take a look at that beautiful play. A set dump for Freilich. There you see, right in the donut hole, as my good friend and former roommate Tavin Carncross would say. Shout out to Tavin, as there's a serve that just hits the top of the net and falls over for the ace serve for Kia Condon. Condon seeing if she can double down for the Braves. Off of Nelson, near the rafters. Phillips trying to chase it down. Cannot quite catch up to it there as it goes out of play. 5-5. As Guy Fridley, the athletic director, goes up and tries to go get that ball, and they'll send it on to the Mandan side. Condon serve. Picked up by Bradley. Gar backpedals to Lukey, slashes it across. Harris is there. She's directing traffic. Barely getting over Skarsky, but she does get it over. Phillips to Bradley. Cross court play. Back to the middle. Dropper for Lyles. Picked up by Embry. Gar to Bradley. Harris sliding effort. Great attacks on both sides, but Hammes will give the Braves their first lead of not only this set, but in the match with her 4th kill. Braves go up 6-5. Jersey Lukey, though, not going to allow the Braves to hold a lead for long, as Jersey Lukey right down the middle with the kill. 6-6. Claire Rodakowski checks back in for the Mavericks, as Lukey with the serve, that one outside of the box. As now we'll play a little teeter-totter back and forth action. Braves back on top 7-6. Jersey Hammes gets a running effort, sends it a little too far. That one out of the box into the stage. And now again, AD Guy Fridley going to have to jump up on the stage once again. That's the second time he's had to hop up there. There's, you can maybe see on the end of your screen there as he hops down, and we'll give Ava Hauk the serve for the Mavs. Getting in Position is Condon. Sets up. Keller batted out of the air by Nelson. Near the net and punched up, over and down by Aubrey Karski. Aubrey Karski has 6 kills on the season against WDA competition. 2 of those, a third of those, coming against Williston on Saturday, or last Thursday, against the Coyotes, as Mandan was able to sweep Williston on the road 3-0. Rodakowski almost fans that one, just gets it up, but punched over by Bugby. Paulson to Bradley. Bump sky high over. Condon setting up on the far side again, or the near side of Karski. Here comes the counter attack for Bradley. Diving effort by Ellersick. Bradley wants it again. Blocked once more. Then pushed across by Rodakowski, forcing some troubles, and it's going to work for Claire Rodakowski. Claire Rodakowski had quite the contest for her on Thursday. It was a career day. Entered the day, I think, with 12 or 13 kills and had 9 kills in that contest. It was a big day for her, and now getting into the offense here in set 2 from DHS. Trying to extend a hand backwards, but cannot quite make contact with ball. There's Bugby, and Mavericks back on top. Lexi Bradley back to serve, 5 aces on Thursday. Leads the team with 7 aces on the year in WDA play. Picked up by Hammis. Condon to Bugby. As Bugby goes to the outside, she is blocked by Paulson and Rodakowski. Rodakowski and Paulson get in on the fun. Pick up a block, and that will now send it on over. Hammis calls for it. She'll get from the back line, tipped, and into the area is Hauk. Paulson plays it too near the net, and it's going to hit the top of it, roll on the Dickinson side. 10-9, Braves back within 1. Taking a look at how these two teams have done in set 2 against WDA competition. Mandan 1-3, 1 win, 3 losses in set 2. For Dickinson, this is one of their best, if not their best set in set 2. Is 3-1, only 1 loss in WDA competition in this set. It came against the top Century squad, and they only fell by 2 points in extra play, 24-26.
Back to serve,
Kaylee Embry now, I'll give it a spin and sends it on the way for the DHS libero. That one veers to the left outside the box. 11-10 on the service there, as they will check in Kayla Corbin, the senior, to serve. She has 4 aces, 31 digs on the season. Picked up by Hauk. Paulson up over Lukey's head, but Nelson right there just to bump it over. Hammis winds up, hits off of Paulson, and down. Hammis with the kill. Hammis has got 5 kills as she's all smiles as she makes this one even at 11 apiece here in set 2. Mandan seeing if they can even up this match as they fell in set 1. Dickinson took it 25-20. Floater by Nelson. Bugby just sticks out her arm, just chicken wings it across. Embry to Nelson. Off of Bugby's deflection. Hammis digs it up. She wants it, but they'll go the opposite side. Played over by Holzer, cross court. Gar to Lukey. Let's wait and see. I think they're going to call it a violation, and they'll say net violation on Mandan. So give the point to Dickinson. Thought initially maybe they would give it on Lukey, but no, Mandan on the violation and puts Dickinson back up 12-11. Gar with the serve. Played by Corbin. Put up and over by Bugby on the last hit. Phillips near the student section, able to save it, pushed over by Bradley. Freilich with the setup to perfection for Holzer, who gets it to deflect off of Mav and out of play. Allison Holzer's got 3 kills. As we're dead even here at smack dab in the middle of set 2, 12-12. Harris goes from libero to libero. Embry somehow saves it, so does Gar. They get it across on the 3rd hit. Hammis blocked by Phillips. Kimora Phillips with the block. Again, Phillips and Lukey, those are your two players that are going to control the net front for you for DHS. And they combine with one there, 13-12. Nelson with the serve. Harris, Freilich, down the middle for Lyles. Great defense for Bradley. She'll get it back after set up by Gar. Hammes to Freilich, back to Hammes. Diving effort. Nelson to Bradley, bumps it across, and somehow rolls over the net for a Maverick point. Hey, it doesn't matter how you capture a point, they all count the same. But here you see just bumping, just going to give Mandan a free attack. No, nothing's free around here. 14-12 hits the top of the net, and it's a friendly Maverick roll. Freilich to Lyles, and I think that's going to be called a carry. Yes, it is. As she lifts it there to try to keep it in front of her, and that will bring up a timeout to be taken for Anna Falk and the Mandan Braves as Dickinson going on a 3-0 run. They broke the stalemate. They lead 15-12 here in set number 2.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's going to go. So
hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Welcome back in here to DHS. We've got a fun one brewing between the Mavericks and the Braves, as this one was evened up 12 apiece. But Dickinson, 3 straight points, goes up 15-12. Nelson with the serve, scooped up by Harris. Freilich set dump, diving effort by Gar. Nelson to Bradley. Little rainbow floater across, back to Harris. Freilich pushes it up to Hammes, who is blocked by Phillips. And that is going to work again. So Phillips back-to-back blocks, or at least pretty close to back-to-back blocks for Kimora Phillips on the far side. 16-12. Nelson, the consistency right now, serving has helped them pull away here from Mandan once more. Holzer. It's attack tipped at the net. Gar to Lukey. Tries to swat that one down. Hammes was ready. They'll go to Lyles as that one floats out of bounds near the DHS student section. 17-12. Mavericks up by 5. And that's what the Mavericks wanted to see, go on a long run. Seeing if they can go up 2 sets to Freilich. Another set dump. Embry initially saves it, but it does drop. And Gabrielle Freilich has had some great set dumps here in this one. Here you watch it again. She noticed there's a big gap in that defense. Just going to set it across for the point. That's just awareness play there for your setter. There for Mandan. Gar to Bradley. Taking flight. Smacks that one down. Lexi Bradley with the kill. Again, second on the team and kills. And she can swing it when she gets a hold of it. As you see on the Ryan Family Dealerships instant replay, there you see she had plenty of runway to capture the kill. Bradley, as we enter back in, was played close to the net. She tried to slam it down, but it's going to go into the netting, 18-14. Jersey Hammes sets it across. That one's going to drop in. Ace serve for Hammes. Her first ace, team's third on the day for Mandan. Today's game brought to you in part by Farsted Oil. Contact Farsted Oil today to find out how their skilled sales team can help you achieve your wholesale fuel, mobile lubricants, and DEF needs. Proudly serving North Dakota, Montana, Western Minnesota since 1938. Committed to outstanding customer service and reliability. Farsted Oil. Gar back sets it to Phillips. Hammes is there, but we've got a whistle. Net violation on Mandan, and the lone player that was there at the time, not sure if she was the guilty party, was Kia Condon. She was the only player up front when they called it. But 19-15, and they'll bring in Ava Hauk to serve. She checks in off the bench. Again, 2 aces in conference competition. Harris digs it up. Flying by is Condon, pushed across by Keller. Gar to Rodakowski, up, over, and down. For Claire Rodakowski, her second kill of the contest. And there's an exclamation type point of a kill. Great setup by Emerson Gar and beautifully executed by Rodakowski. Push to the back line by Karski, well defended by the Mavericks. But there's great awareness by Kia Condon as she will set it across for another point. These setters for Mandan having some solid days of Condon and Freilich. Both have had a couple of set dumps go for some Mandan points as Ellersick with the serve. Gar to Rodakowski winding up. She's blocked by Bugby. Back on the DHS side. They'll push it over with Bradley. Bugby trying to find the far side of the zone. Hauk keeps it away. Patrols the area. Punched over again by Bradley. Condon to Bugby. Out of bounds near the DHS student section, 21-16. So it'll stay a 5-point difference separating these two teams. And again for the Mavericks, it is trying to close this one out without giving Mandan that momentum. As a serve, almost gets away from Keller. Great work by Hammis. Keller backwards bumped. Hauk keeps it going. Here comes a swing from Nelson. Bat out of the air by Hammis. They'll go to Keller into the net. Ricochets and slingshots back at her. 22-16. Point for the Mavericks. 22-16. Alexi Bradley back to serve. Off the fingertips of Hammis. Harris runs it down. Backward, bumps across by Keller. Embry's there. Gar to Nelson. Out of bounds. Nelson was ready to drop the hammer down as everyone fled in the scene on the Mandan side, but could not quite find it on the inside of the orange box. 22-17. Dickinson just needed 3 more points here in set 2 to go up 2-0 in the match. Gar to Rodakowski with the pull swing, and that one pulls right out of bounds. Love to see that pull swing executed, though, when you get that kind of that swing across. We get that little bit of a running head start and just could not find that cross-court kill. Nelson blocked by Bugby, and Bugby with another block for Mandan. And just like that, again, you got Mandan making a late run on DHS like set number 1. They're going to try to do it again here in set 2 as the Mavericks lead 22-19. Timeout taken by Anna Volk and Mandan.
It's time for this week's PSP Network Player Performance of the Week. Powered by the Aggie Foundation and Mandan State University. Congratulations to this week's nominees on Big Time Games. The votes are in. And this week's Player Performance of the Week belongs to...
Interrupts down for a serve. A serve for Jenna Nelson as she gets pushed to the ground. And
make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all.
As saw there, Jenna Nelson was the Aggie Foundation Player of the Week. We got a whole new crew of great performances on our social medias right now. So vote for your Aggie Foundation Player of the Week this week. You can go check that out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter on PSP Network. Coming out of the First International Bank and Trust timeout, Mavericks going to pick up a point, 23-19. So great timeout there taken by Coach Hafner, trying to give that jolt again back to the Mavericks. Goes from libero to libero near the net. Tapped down by Jersey Lukey. The tip kill for Lukey, and that's going to bring up a serve pro set point for the Mavericks, 24-19. Embry gives it a spin to Libero, back to Libero. Harris near the net, tapped down by Lukey again. It was a deja vu. It happened twice. Near the net, and Jersey Lukey taps it down. What has the student section got brewing? They've got the pyramid going on. Hey, that's just a Dickinson Tuesday night here in the DHS gym. This student section, they love to have fun, and when their Mavericks have a big day on the court, they like to partake in it as well. Mavericks lead 2-0, taking the set as set number 2, and we're headed on to set number 3 when we continue on the PSP Network.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Wondering whether you need wealth management? Wealth management is a multifaceted offering that should provide opportunities for growth and security. At BNC National Bank, we pride ourselves on putting your priorities first and providing practical, objective financial advice. Our team can help you assess your goals and take stock of your assets to determine whether wealth management is right for you. Speak to a member of our team today to learn more. Member FDIC.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Two sets down as Dickinson goes up 2-0 against Mandan. And again, these two teams, identical records coming into today. 3-7 overall, both with 2-2 records in WDA play. But Dickinson has been in the driver's seat tonight. 25-20 in set 1, led the entirety of set 1. Set number 2, Dickinson got out to a good start. Mandan reeled them in, but once Dickinson regained the lead, they were off and running, picked up a 25-19 set 2 victory. Embry to Jenna Nelson. Blocked initially. Nelson will punch it over again. Played backwards by Hammis, up over and out of play. Taking a look at scores around WDA. Minot, one of the 2 undefeated teams in conference play, have been defeated against Bismarck High. Demons won 3-1. Minot took set 1, but it was all Demons after that. Continue on with the score after this one. Condon sets it up, pushed across. Gar slashes it right back over. Harris to Karski with the kill. Aubrey Karski with her second kill. Bismarck Century sweeping Bismarck Legacy to stay undefeated in conference play, 3-0, and stay undefeated overall as the Patriots. They have a perfect record. It was all close set scores, though. Jamestown over Minot North, 3-1, and those are your score updates in WDA play. As little floater for Nelson, that's going to drop down for the kill. Again, Nelson averaging 20-plus kills in her WDA competition. Today, though, has not needed one of those big days. 6 kills on the day unofficially for Nelson. But the Mavericks are firing on all cylinders, and that right on cue with an ace serve for Embry. That's Embry's first ace on the day. Both teams, I believe, unofficially with 3 aces. So that category has been all evened up. Mandan seeing if they can try to force a 4th set. Keller gets a running head start. She is blocked by Gar and Lukey. It's Lukey and Phillips, then it's Lukey and Gar, Phillips and Gar. The wall has been starting to be built here on the Dickinson side. We saw early Mandan had that as their momentum with Bugby, but now it's the blocks going on the side for Dickinson for points. And there is going to be a violation on Mandan. On the net violation, 5-1 Mavericks. Embry wants to keep the vibes high here on this Hawaiian night for the DHS student section. Condon to Lyles. Cross-court kill. Anna Lyles. That's going to be her first kill. She's had some nice swings, says Lyles. That's going to be kill number 19 on the season. Had 7 kills last Thursday against the Wilson Coyotes. Had 70 kills and 28 blocks last year. She was the top returner in the block getter department from a year ago. Nelson gets on top of that one, tries to slam it down, but it's going to go left of the box. 5-3 Braves have now scored back-to-back points. Trailed by a 4, slash and half, trailed by 2. Eliana Ellersick with the serve. Almost died out there on Embry, who dives for it. Lukey blocked. They're chickling it up as Embry stumbles. I think she might have got tripped up there with Bradley, and that ball going to fall down on the DHS zip code as the Braves within 1. 3 straight points for Mandan, who has had to play from behind to start every set so far. Seeing if they can kind of do the same thing they did in set 2, where they went on a run and took the lead in that set, as Nelson, making Keller dive for that one. Keller kept it off the hardwood for a second, but no one else could make that second attempt off of it. And there's a kill for Jenna Nelson. Kimora Phillips, she's had a strong day today as well. Her and Jersey Lukey, you can see on that front line, they have been tallying up the blocks today. Condon to Keller. Oh, almost blocked there by Lukey and Phillips. When you see both of them on the court at the same time, you know it could be fireworks, but it's hit out of play. 6-5, back within 1. Gabby Freilich, one of these setters. It's kind of been in that rotation with her and Condon. She'll go to serve as Freilich. Valencia pushes it to Lukey. Batted out of the air by Hammes. They're going to go to Keller. Floats it over, stepping into its Embry. Valencia to Nelson. Off the net and down for Jenna Nelson. Jenna Nelson getting into the control here in this one. Again, has had a relatively quiet game, has Nelson. But she has done her part, and everyone else have done theirs to put the Mavericks up. 2-0. Played by Holzer, tipped off of Lukey and down. And the student section having too much fun once again. What's on the scoreboard? 6-7, as you see there once again. A couple of the kids making out the emotion there from the internet trend. As Bradley, floater, stepped in by Harris. Freilich to Hammes. Yes, indeed, that drops down for the kill. So no more 6-7. It's 7-7 after kill number 6 for Jersey Hammes. Corbin serve. Right to Nelson. Valencia to Bradley. Almost gets the far end of the box, but gonna sail out of play. And the Braves go back up. I believe that's their first lead here in set number 3, 8-7, as they're trying to get on their quest to force a 4th set. as the Mavericks have been firing on all cylinders. Wait a second. Actually, they're rolling over to the... Oh, they're going to say tip. So there we go. Just got indication. So tip. So I believe they're going to have to switch on the scoreboard. But regardless, it was a Maverick point. And there's the counterattack there for the Braves. And there the student section making sure the score is right. They're telling the scoreboard operators that the Braves should have 8. As that one going to go too far, and there's a Maverick point. And now there's the celebration as 8-8. Hey, you can't get anything by this student section, okay? They're paying attention. That is for sure. And now they're saying 9 points for the Mavericks, which with that out-of-bounds play, I think they're right after a little bit of confusion there. So we're going to take a quick little break here in the action. As they went through the score checking, and they're going to say 8-8, and Coach Hafner kind of puts her hand down there, and I think maybe she thought it was 9-8 as well, but we'll play 8-8. Hamas on a violation, and there is the kind of the ball don't lie. (9-8). Freilich to Lyles, little tapper. Nelson is there. Rodakowski slashes it over the head of Lyles and down. There's a big chest bump in the crowd there. And these DHS students, they know how to have a fun here on a WDA Thursday or Tuesday night volleyball night here at the DHS Gymnasium. Ball near the net. Tapped down by Emerson. Gar with the kill, 11-8. We've got photo ops going on for the student section. We've got a whole lot going on. They've been a lively bunch right now as they'll play it on over to Mandan to serve it 10-9. Kia Condon with the serve. Goes right to Hauk. Gar to Bradley. Punched off a deflection. And it will work for Bradley. 11-9. Mavericks.
Serving for Dickinson, Lexi Bradley.
Bradley's serve. It's going to get in on the far corner. The ace serve for Lexi Bradley. And the Mavericks, as Anna Falk going to take a timeout for Mandan. They trail by 3 here in set number 3. Dickinson up 2-0.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters, unlike those guys. We take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
Welcome back in at the First International Bank and Trust timeout. As this game brought to you in part by BSN. BSN creates exclusive personalized solutions for North Dakota high school collegiate programs, from custom equipment, uniforms, and coaches' apparel to fanwear, branding, and more. They do it all. Contact your local BSN sales pro today. Well, the DHS student section during the break, they were calling for the score to be 13-9 is what they believe it to be. The officiating crew looked back at the records, and looks like it's going to stay 12-9. And that's what it will be. And now 12-10 after Mandan will pick up the point. On the BNC scoreboard. Hamas with the serve. Diving effort for Bradley. Gar gets in position to play it to Nelson, who floats it across. Right to Keller. Condon to Keller. Bumps it over. Bradley steps in. Gar to Rodakowski, blocked, almost falls back on the Mandan side. Keller is there. Harris to Karski, into the net it goes. Big thanks out to Minot State, brought to you this game in part by Minot State. Best way to predict your future is to create it. At Minot State, be seen, be heard, be you. Serve just outside the box. 13-11. As Ellersek checks back into the contest. Braves trying to stay in striking distance as we get to the halfway point here in set 3. Hauk with a dig. Gar to Lukey, shoves it across. Ellersek is there. Condon to Bugby. Diving effort there for Bradley, but Bugby with the kill. Bugby, a couple of kills, a couple of blocks there in the number 1-2 in the black and in silver for Mandan. Hauk didn't have to move to dig that one up. As Nelson up, over, and down for the senior. Jenna Nelson, unofficially 9 kills for Nelson. The kill leader for this Maverick squad, not only tonight but on the season. Again, has averaged over 20 kills per match in WDA competition this year. Her and Dickinson have had it rolling from the jump today, 14-12. Serve goes off of Hammis into the rafters and down. An ace serve for Emerson Gar. Gar with the ace, and now she'll see if she can double down. Hammis controls it well this time. Condon to Karski. In the box it goes for Karski. Snipes it there. Nice attack for Karski as the sophomore. 3 kills on the day. Had 6 kills coming in the contest in WDA play, and hey, adds 3 to that list. Seeing if she can break double digits on the season in this one. Picked up by Nelson. Valencia back to Nelson for the kill off of Kennedy Keller's hands. From Keller to Valencia back, or Nelson to Valencia back to Nelson. Putting the Mavericks up 16-13. Nelson going to give it a couple of dribbles and send it on its merry way. Right to left across your screen. Diving effort by Harris. Up and over it goes. Embry's there. Valencia to Bradley. Harris near the rafters. Freilich back set. Played over by Holzer for the point. Allison Holzer getting in on the fun. That's her 5th unofficial kill. Great back set there from Freilich. Puts Mandan back within 2. Kayla Corbin. Every time she's served, the EHS student section has been saying something. I can't quite pick up what it is, but based on her reaction, I don't think she's because she's a little annoyed. I think maybe that's the right emotion. As Lukey, his attack goes right back to her. Lukey now winds up for the kill. Jersey Lukey. Jersey Lukey brings the hammer down for her unofficial 6th kill in the contest. And now she goes back to serve. Picked up, not cleanly. It's going to be an ace serve off of Corbin. Lukey's done it on all facets, multiple blocks, now picked up an ace and's got 6 kills for Lukey, who's just been kind of the jack of all trades on this team, very versatile. As Coach Falk going to take a timeout for Mandan as they trail by 4 here in set number 3. Dickinson needing 7 more to try to pick up this sweep here in set number 3 when we return on the PSP Network.
Breathe in. I can't believe I wrecked my car.
There are some things in life we can't control, but what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, They're the experts. Jerome.
Spas Etc. is excited to introduce the addition of the Master Spas line, including the Michael Phelps Swim Spas. Enjoy the relaxing health benefits and enjoy 0% financing up to 72 months or up to $5,000 off on all spas and swim spas. You'll also find $2,000 off the MSRP on all pools and saunas. Come check out the outstanding lineup of Master Spas at
Coming out of the timeout break, Jersey Hamas taking in a quick kill for Mandan, and that will bring them within 3. Quick kill for Hamas. Picked up by Bradley. Valencia sets it up to Phillips. Backhands those that one over. It's going to go off of Freilich as Freilich was just trying to shove a teammate on in that direction. Big kill there. There's a point for Mavericks. Now they just need 6 more. Again, these two teams entered with the same record, 2-2 in conference play. Dickinson seeing if they can continue to work up those standings. These teams right now sitting 6th and 7th, respectively. As Hamas fans on the attack, 20-15, and for the 3rd straight time tonight, Dickinson the first to get to 20. Ava Hauk floats it across from Corbin to Hamas. Nelson is there. Rodakowski winds up. Lots of open space for that one to slam into. Claire Rodakowski with the kill. She's got 4 unofficially. (21-15). Floater across by Hauk. Diving effort by Corbin, and it's played down, but I think there's going to be a net violation potentially on Claire Rodakowski. Yes, indeed. And that will be a freebie there for the Braves. Kia Condon now goes to serve. Picked up by Nelson. Bradley, floater across, diving effort for Harris. Backpedals as Hamas, batted out of the air by Embry, somehow kept up, or I might have hit the ground there. Yes, indeed it did. So Hamas, they will give the kill. 8 kills for her unofficially, 21-17. That's a football scoring screen now. As Condon serve into the bottom part of the net, ricochets back into the Mandan side. Mavericks just need 3 more. Bradley with the serve. 22-17 into the net. This one not over yet. Again, we got to rotate back into what we saw in set 1. It was 24-14. Mandan scored 6 straight points. Made it 24-20 before Mavericks were finally able to call set. It's not over yet for Mandan. That's been able to rally a couple times back into the contest. Hamas, though, serve out of the box, 23-18, even looking at last Thursday. The student section kept on saying, we want Taya. Well, here she is. Taya Rodakowski onto the court. Her and Jersey Lukey hit the hard one. There's a big roar for the student section. And it looks like maybe a premature whistle, so they'll give Dickinson the ball back to serve once more. 23-18, that student section. It's been fun, but they've been vocal tonight. They're saying, hey, start the bus. They believe their Mavericks have this one signed, sealed, and delivered, but do they? Every point crucial here when you get to the 20s. Attack for Karski, diving effort by Hauk. Set dump by Gar. Stepping into it, there is Hamas. Keller, great play. Somehow punches it over, but no, and a violation as she was out of bounds. as the flag goes up 24-18. Serve pro set point for Dickinson. Kaylee Embry seeing if she can break out the brooms. Trying to sweep Mandan here in 3 sets, but not going to find it there. 24-19. I think the student section already trying to collaborate what they're going to do if Dickinson is able to pick up this set point, match point. Ellersick serve to the back line. Hauk is there. Gar to Nelson, winding up, and it's going to drop down. Jenna Nelson with the kill to secure it 25-19 in set 3 and secure the 3-set victory. As the student section tried to bring out the rowboat, and that will close it out. 3 sets in favor of Dickinson, but hey, it was closely contested. Mandan not making it easy, and I think that this is going to be a fun WDA tournament and a fun race to the end of the WDA season. Everyone very competitive in final set scores, 25-20, 25-19, 25-19, as the DHS student section starting to bring out the brooms as, again, a 3-set sweep here in the Queen City. As you see there, as they're shuffling along the court, and they'll send us on over to the Charbonneau Car Center post-game show when we return right here on the PSP Network.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7, pressure, points, yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Planning for the future is difficult.
but pre-planning your funeral is a thoughtful way to ease the burden on your loved ones. At Stevenson Funeral Home, our compassionate team will help you create a personalized plan that reflects your values. We'll make sure that your wishes are honored and that your family will have peace of mind in a challenging time. Call us today to start your pre-planning journey. You can count on us to be with you every step of the way. Stevenson Funeral Home.
Welcome in. Final score here in the Queen City. Dickinson picks up the 3-set sweep against Mandan. Final set scores 25-20, 25-19, and 25-19. And let's jump right into it on the Charbonneau Car Center post-game show. At Charbonneau Car Center, they know drivers in Dickinson, New England, Richardson, Belfield, Williston, North Dakota, and Glendive, Montana work hard, play hard, and need a car that can keep up. That's why they choose to offer Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram lineup at their dealership in Dickinson. If you're interested in learning more, stop in to their showroom and treat yourself to a test drive. Visit them online at charbonneaumotors.com. Well, let's jump into the game. Set number one recap, and it was all Dickinson early on, 7-1. They built it up to a 24-14 lead, but Mandan would not go down without a fight, scoring 6 straight points before DHS would finally call set 25-20, and Mandan was able to get a little bit of that momentum rolling on their favor late in set one, carry it on to a back-and-forth set number two. Dickinson had an early lead, but not by much. Mandan was able to take it. It goes back and forth, teeter-totter, until Dickinson would capture the lead and start pulling away once again. They would take it 25-19, scoring the last 3 points for the Mavericks. In set number three was much like set one, where Dickinson would jump out to an early 5-1 lead. Mandan would get them back into striking distance, but Dickinson hit the Jets again, back on the gas pedal, and they would pull away 25-19, and that is where it would end, a 3-set sweep for Dickinson, as the Mavericks go to 3-2 in the WDA season, 4-7 overall. Mandan drops to 2-3, and then drops to 3-8. As we take a look at the WDA standings, and we'll talk about what happened here today in WDA. Bismarck swept Minot, so the Majets no longer undefeated, and you can see there Bismarck, the Demon logo, will kind of jump up over the Minot High local there in the next standings when we look at it on Thursday, or the next time we look at it. But again, Bismarck will jump them in the standings, so make a 2-for-3 swap. Again, that was a 3-1 win for the Demons. Bismarck Century stays undefeated. Their season stays perfect. A 3-set sweep over Bismarck Legacy. Jamestown over Minot North, 3-1. Bismarck St. Mary's won in 4 sets against Williston, as Williston dropped or won set number one, and then St. Mary's would win the rest of the 3. And again, it was a 3-set sweep here tonight in the Queen City, as Dickinson victorious over Mandan. Now let's get into tonight's kind of individual stats, and we take a look. We'll start off with Mandan and Jersey Hammis. I thought she had a fantastic day today. Again, she's your leading kill getter on the season. 8 kills, 1 ace. Allison Holzer, when she checked in, she was very efficient, 5 kills. Gabrielle Freilich, as one of those setters for Mandan, 2 kills. She had 2 beautifully placed set dumps. She was very efficient. Anna Lyles had a kill. Kendi Keller with 4 unofficial kills. Anna Claire Bugby, 2 kills, a couple of blocks on the day. Kia Condon, 1 kill, 2 aces, and 3 kills for Aubrey Karski. Then for Dickinson, Kaylee Embry led the way with the dig department, 1 ace for Embry. Claire Rodakowski, 4 kills. Ava Hauk right there with Embry in the dig department. Great defensive day for Hauk. Jenna Nelson, 10 kills unofficially. That was a team high and a game high for Nelson. Lexi Bradley, 5 kills, 2 aces, and a block. Emerson Gar with a kill, an ace, and multiple assists. She was the leading assist getter for Dickinson. Kamora Phillips, I thought she had a strong day at the net presence, multiple blocks. Ruby Valencia picked up some aces. Kira Polson and Taya Rodakowski also getting in on the mix as well. But now we start talking about tonight's player.
It's time for this week's PSP Network Player Performance of the Week. Powered.
1 second here as the player of the game, brought to you in part Player of the game brought to you in part by Sports Clips. Sports Clips brings you the MVP of this matchup. Sports Clips is the home of the MVP haircut experience. Nothing comes close to making you feel like an MVP, quite like the MVP experience at Sports Clips. Tonight's MVP of the game, we are giving it out to Jersey Lukey. Jersey with a big-time performance. She's just one of those players, that kind of the jack-of-all-trades type player. She can do it all. 6 kills unofficially. Picked up an ace as well, and multiple blocks for Jersey Lukey. She's had a strong last couple of games for Dickinson on the net front. None different today, and that's why Jersey Lukey is the Sports Clips MVP of the contest. Well, that's going to about do it for us right here on the PSP Network. Big thanks out to all of our sponsors that bring us this game: Minot State, Northern Plains Heating and Air, BSN, Farsted Oil, the Aggie Foundation, Stevenson Funeral Home, Charbonneau Car Center, and all of our great sponsors on the PSP Network. Big thanks out over to Austin Rotz running the camera once again, getting some great shots on the floor as well as some great shots from that incredible student section. And that's going to about do it, but hey, stay tuned as we got plenty more action coming your way here on the PSP Network, and that's what we're going to close it out with as we're going to take a look at what's the week ahead. As Thursday, back on the volleyball court with Minot versus St. Mary's and Hazen versus DLB. And right here in Dickinson, we've got Dickinson Trinity taking on Heart River on the football field on Thursday. Friday night football, there's going to be a lot of football games coming on your way on the PSP Network. Fargo North versus Minot North, West Fargo versus Century, Valva Drake, Anamoose Garrison versus DLB, Central Cass versus Dickinson. That's going to be right here on the PSP Network as well, and Minot and Shanley. So another stacked week of lots of great volleyball and football action coming your way here on the PSP Network on YouTube. But that's going to close us out on the Charbonneau Car Center post-game show. Again, Dickinson wins it in 3 sets, 25-20, 25-19, 25-19. Have a great rest of your Thursday night. I'm Brock Weidner signing off for the last time.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game